So I think it's a beautiful thing that's happening on the planet, and in response, to this tremendous challenge posed by the degradation of the environment, which is affecting all of us, and this paroxysm of violence and war that pervades throughout. What is really happening to us? What is happening to us? That we can go again and again into these violent paroxysms where people are being slaughtered relentlessly in this enormous amount of bloodshed, and we don't seem to be able to stop it. And we're destroying the environment, our very livelihood of which our planet is, and we're pushing that whole biosphere past these tipping points. And these indigenous people come and say, take this plant and commune with this plant. You humble yourself, you listen, you learn, make yourself receptive, humble yourself. Ask for spirits. It's like asking the gods, Not just one God. Not just one God is one interesting thing that Paul Shepard, the ecologist, when you think about it, the three monotheistic religions on this planet all grew up in the desert in the Middle East, where these hot winds, and these hot winds make you crazy. These people are deranged. They make you fanatic and ferocious in terms of this one God and these purity things. And then if we manage to get religions in the religious movements, these folk religions, it's all about the flowing water and the growing plant and the flowing vomit. A religion that's based on a ceremonial throwing up, what is that? How beautiful that is. Purging, catharsis. Purging is catharsis, purification. So purifying the toxins out of our system, so emotional and otherwise.
I do want to point out, though, that there is this funny plant that was growing in this garden that had a fruit on it at the beginning of some monotheistic religion that I've heard of, that we ate, and somehow it changed our consciousness.
Apple.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it. It's back there somewhere. So maybe it's back there for all of us, and we've just forgotten, and it's time to remember. So I want to open this up for questions, but this kind of leads to a peculiar thing. A way that I want to conclude is, in my book, I give an account of a final ceremony with ayahuasca where I heard the voice of Juan Flores as he was singing all the plants of the world, the long parade, as he called it, of the plants. It changed in timbre, and it suddenly became the voice of Yahweh singing the world to Adam. And I was sitting before my master, spellbound, that I was hearing something from the cradle of humanity. And I realized that what that meant was it hadn't been Yahweh, some critter from outside of the natural world, that had been singing. It had been nature itself. The garden was the voice that we heard from the beginning. And that took my metaphysics and somersaulted it to where I saw that even Yahweh was the voice of the garden. We are nature. And what I want to do now is like open up the spectrum here, because we're talking about bringing this tradition in. And so I'd like to invite people to pose questions to anyone on the panel. That's okay, Peter? We have time? Yeah, okay. Open. Just raise your hand and, sir?
Hi. My question is, I believe to you, but I'm sure you all have experience with this, and that is the challenge of living this kind of double life where we're involved in these cultures and these traditions and these experiences, yet we're back here, in this case, in San Francisco, functioning within this paradise. And my detailed question would be for you, having made these intimate connections with the spirits of these individual plants that you were particularly working with, I'm guessing you probably bonded with a couple more than others maybe, and now you're back here. I'm wondering if your daily life, as you walk the streets and go about your business, in what way are you still connected to and in dialogue and relationship to these teachers that you've met?
Well, let me address the jaguar, actually, because that was the first really powerful spirit that I encountered in this work. And what happened was it transformed over time. So I went from transforming into a jaguar, which was a lot of fun, even though it was quite harrowing, to relating to where the jaguar spirit began playing kind of cat and mouse with me and reappearing in different ways. And your relationships evolve over time. And I no longer experience the jaguar itself in the same way as I did at the beginning. So I think that our encounters with these, the intimate encounters with plant spirits, animal spirits, they are like underwater or underground rivers that continue flowing through us.